Welcome to Nephro E-Club. This is a campaign Save Kidney brought to you by Dr. P. Ravichandran, nephrologist. Kidney and its functions. The two most important functions everybody must know about the kidney are: 1. It has to flush out harmful and excess waste that accumulate in the body and maintain the water balance in order for our body to function. Apart from that, it has to maintain the water, fluid, minerals and chemicals in proper proportions. So these two are collectively called as internal milieu. Internal milieu is how the body has to be in a balance so that it can continue its functions day to day and life goes on. So broadly we classify or divide the function of kidney into 4 categories. One is excretion. Excretion means to remove what is not needed in the body. For example, if you drink excess water, what is required is kept in the body, what is not required is excreted out of the body. Same way salts. Metabolic waste means whenever we eat something, the body uses the energy. What is not needed are called metabolic waste, which is mainly the acids. And sometime when we eat, we also eat what is not needed at all by the body. These are called foreign substances. So these also has to be removed out of the body. We include cadmium, mercury, all these poisonous substances or foreign substances that is not necessary for the body are called foreign substances. So excretion is most important function of the kidney, and kidney is classified as a excretory organ. Second function of the kidney is homeostasis. Homeostasis means to keep things in balance. Most important thing is acid and base balance. The blood of the human body is kept in a proper proportion of pH called 7.35 to 7.45, which is slightly alkaline. So whatever we eat, whatever happens, whatever metabolism occurs in the body are acids which accumulates. So this extra acid will not allow the blood to be pure and its oxygen carrying capacity will reduce. So body has to be in acid base balance. So kidney, by removing out acids in the urine, keeps this in balance. Same way electrolyte. Electrolyte means the salt content in the blood. Blood cannot vary in its salt content because the electrical conductions will change accordingly. Most important is for the heart to function. So you know, heart keeps beating and there is an electrical signals which generates in the heart like a battery. So for this, the electrolytes must be kept in balance. Similarly, for formation of bone, minerals, everything is dependent on the electrolytes. Little bit of change in electrolyte will lead to pain in the body, pain in the muscle, cramps. All these things happens because of rapid change in electrolytes. So kidney is the main organ which maintains this electrolyte in balance called homeostasis. Third important function is hormone synthesis. So kidney is not only a excretory organ, it can also produce vital hormones. Most important is erythropoietin, calcitriol, and newer ones like prostaglandins, which also controls the blood pressure. So erythropoietin from the kidney is responsible for production of red blood cells which carry oxygen to the tissues. And calcitriol is a vitamin D converted hormone which is responsible for calcium absorption from the intestine and deposition of calcium in the bones. Fourth important function is metabolism. Metabolism means kidney itself is a powerhouse. It can generate energy. It has the ability to break the protein amino acids and convert it into the glucose called gluconeogenesis. So kidney itself produces glucose, and the ammonia, it combines with the acid in the blood, hydrogen, and this ammonia is excreted in the urine. So whenever there is a smell in the urine, is because of the ammonical smell which is produced from the kidney by what we call as metabolism. So the advantage of this is it not only removes the hydrogen acid into the urine, but also gives the body a glucose molecule. So kidney is a vital organ apart from the liver, which manufactures or acts like a manufacturing energy. So when we see all the functions of the kidney, the erythropoietin which is produced stimulates the production of red blood cells. The salt and water in the body maintains the blood pressure. The bones, whenever it starts mineralization, wear and tear of the bone leads to proper mineralization, is because of the kidney which produces calcitriol, and it maintains the acid blood balance called ABG metabolism, which keeps the blood in its best pH so that the oxygen supply, taking of oxygen in the lung and supplying it to all other tissue is maintained. And all we know is to remove the waste products of all the substance which we eat. So let us see how the kidney structure is. We all know kidney is like a bean shaped structure, like red beans. They are 2 in number. When you close your hand, make a fist, whatever is the size of your hand is the size of the kidney. And they are innermost organ, well protected at the back. So even in Mayan stages, they used to call the kidney as the innermost organ. So the name renal, kidney all originated because of its well protected nature. The total kidney weighs around 150 to 170 gram in weight. So we all know, most important thing I told you, the blood has to go to the kidney. The filters allow the good things to come out into the blood, and all other substances which has to be removed is removed out as urine. So cleaning the blood and removal of chemical are most important functions of the kidney. And you see the kidney well protected deep in the body, kept in a perfect balance, upper half to lower half, so that it can get the maximum blood supply from the heart. Now what is the structure of the kidney? It is 10 cm long, 6 cm broad and 4 cm thick. Blood is filtered in the kidney, and whenever what is filtered out is labeled as filtrate or the urine. Now the urine flows down through the tubes called ureter, and this urine which comes out in the ureter collects in a bag called bladder, which can hold up to 400 ml. Once the bag is full, we want to pass urine, and what flows out through the urethra is called urine. So why is kidney essential for body? Because only kidney can eliminate and regulate all waste products accumulated in the body. If you take the skin, it can only sweat out, but it is very little. The skin cannot sweat when the temperature is low, whereas kidney can function in all kinds of temperature, all kinds of environment. So it is the most important organ which is necessary to regulate and eliminate the waste products which accumulates in the body. And why is it becoming more important in nowadays? When the environment is clean, if the body is clean, there is no problem. But when the environment is polluted, all these poisons can even enter to the not only through the food we eat, but also through the water we drink, or directly through the skin. So once it comes inside the body, the only organ which can clean this is kidney. There is no other organ which can remove 94 chemical toxic which is poisonous to the brain and the nervous system. Common is the petroleum gases like lead and other things. There are 86 chemical which directly interferes with the hormone. Hormones are very important in the body. There are chemicals which can directly damage the hormones. It can convert a female hormone into male hormone by only changing the structure of these chemicals in the body, which leads to various problems in females like infertility. So 86 chemicals that interfere with the hormones are directly related to the poisons in the body, of which 76 chemicals are linked to cancer and 79 chemicals are associated with birth defect when these people carry the poison and transmit this into the uterus of the female who is bearing the child. 77 chemicals are toxic to the reproduction system and people become infertile. 77 chemicals are toxic to the immune system. The immunity goes down. They start developing pneumonia, infection, foot infection, and also diabetes. So how are these poisons formed in the blood? There are different kinds of food that we eat. There are different kinds of liquids like water, salts and acid which is combined and given as juice or fluid or in any other form that we eat. So whenever the body produces energy, it also produces what is not necessary like fumes which are called toxins. This includes not only the chemicals but also the free radical oxygen, which is an electron, which also creates a chain reaction. So all of the above, if not processed and cleaned from the blood, can become life-threatening. So let us see what are the chemicals that kidney routinely throws out of the body. One is uric acid. Uric acid is formed by all the nuclear cell is killed and it is regenerated. The DNA or the nucleus has lot of purines in it which is metabolized in the uric acid. There is hippurate, there is creatinine. Creatinine is from the muscle metabolism. Creatinine also comes from creatinine phosphokinase. Whenever we run, go around, all these are broken down. This is creatinine, and urea is the end product of all the protein metabolism. And there is a very little quantity of glucose, amino acids, ketone and protein which is normally not measured. So in one day, in 24 hours, if you pass half liter to 2 liters of urine per day, the pH is acidic, so there is more acid which comes out of the urine. Density is measured as 1015 to 1022. Osmolarity depends on the salt which is excreted. Other than the salt, also includes certain acids and solids. So this is the urine composition by which we know how much poisons are accumulating in your body and what is coming out and what is retaining inside. So now function of kidney is to make urine, which is production, purify the blood, which is regulation, remove the waste, which is excretion. So kidney is a production unit, regulation unit and excretion unit, and this is the only organ which has got all these functions which no other organ in the body has. And importance of the kidney is basically to remove the waste product, purification of the blood, which is very important to kidney itself, and removal of excess water is also very important, especially when there is low intake of water. It doesn't remove water, but when there is too much of water intake, it removes water. So what happens when kidney fails? The fluid which we take extra doesn't come out, so it is called accumulation of fluid, leads to swelling of face or leg. So when we see somebody with a leg swelling, we know that they are accumulating water for some reason or other. It may be kidney failure, it may be heart failure, it may be any other reason, but there is a defect in ability of the body to throw out the extra water most common symptom is kidney failure. And next is balance in the minerals and chemicals. Salts commonly we use are sodium, which is in table salt. Potassium comes in the plant salts. Calcium, magnesium, phosphorus are all sea salt. So kidney maintains their level in the blood. Balance of minerals and chemical. Low sodium, if a sports person is losing lot of salt from the body, it's called hyponatremia. Or instead of taking salt, somebody drinks too much water, it is also causes hyponatremia or low salt. Sodium leads to confusion. Excess intake of sodium increases the blood pressure. High to very high potassium can cause heart block. Calcium phosphorus imbalance is most common problem for bone resorption and teeth problem. So the common source of minerals includes vegetables, fruits. Mineral water is salt free. Additional of salt, taking too much of cheese, juices. So this is minerals and salt. Proteins are the major contributor for waste production. Whenever we take a lot of protein during gym or exercises, the amino acid breakdown has to handle the nitrogen content of the protein. So kidney is very important to maintain not only the water balance, salt balance, also the proteins, and excess of this is removed in the urine as minerals, urea, oxalate or uric acids. So kidney produce many hormones. Most important is renin, which maintains the blood pressure, angiotensin, precursor of renin, aldosterone, which reabsorbs the sodium when there is necessity for sodium, and prostaglandins, which is necessary for blood pressure regulation. There are many water sensors in the kidney which senses the body water content. So whenever there is low water in the body or high water in the body, they release vasopressin ADH hormone. So all this is to maintain the salt and water balance, and these sensors have been evolved over millions of years. So kidney is an endocrine link which maintains not only the blood pressure but also the growth and development of every individual. Erythropoietin necessary for bone marrow production of RBC. 125 dihydroxycholecalciferol is vitamin D3 necessary for absorption of calcium from the gut. Renin acts directly on the lungs, liver and blood vessels to produce angiotensin 2, which releases aldosterone for absorption of sodium and maintaining the blood pressure. Excess production leads to high blood pressure. Parathyroid hormone also is necessary to throw out phosphorus from the body. And pituitary, post pituitary necessary for arginine, vasopressin for water control of the body. And blood pressure is directly linked to the fluid of the body, which is controlled by ADH hormone. Blood pressure rises whenever kidney is damaged because it is not able to throw out the sodium, and increase in renin causes hypertension. So swelling in the body with increase in blood pressure is a very first symptom of problem in the kidney. So doctors have to measure the blood pressure to check if the kidney is maintaining the BP adequately or not. Rise in blood pressure, immediately we have to check our kidneys. Erythropoietin, we check the hemoglobin content to make sure that the body hemoglobination is good and the hemoglobin is above 12. So erythropoietin is produced in kidney. This is important to produce red blood cells that carry hemoglobin that transports oxygen to tissue. Kidney failure leads to low hemoglobin, condition called renal anemia. In order to maintain the healthy bones, the kidney converts vitamin D into its active form. So vitamin D is a vitamin. When it is converted in the kidney, it becomes a hormone. and this hormone is necessary for calcium phosphorus metabolism, especially in growing children. And PTH hormone works on the kidney to remove excess phosphorus if it is not necessary. So in kidney failure, phosphorus level increases, which leads to increase in PTH level, and if fibroblast growth factor 23 is also increased. So production of vitamin D is reduced. So activation of vitamin D kidney is necessary. Urine formation, drop by drop it goes down the tube, gets collected into the bladder, and we pass urine. So this is how the blood is purified and urine as drops flow out of the kidney. Composition of the urine: 95% it is water and 5% solutes, added salts, urea, uric acid, amino acids and electrolytes. Steps in urine formation: around 180 liters of blood is filtered in the body. 180 liters is again reprocessed. 99% is absorbed back into the blood. So only 120 ml of urine is formed, which is around 120 ml filtration per minute. So over a day only 1 to 2 liters of urine is sent out into the ureter. Urine is stored in the bladder until it is voided. The atmosphere temperature and fluid intake determines the volume of urine. If you go to a cold place, you drink water, you pass more urine because the temperature is lower. When water intake is low, urine is concentrated. When urine is lower than 500 ml or excess over 3000 ml per day, it is abnormal. Please be with us. You will be talking more about the kidney and its function in more videos to come.